All right, so welcome to Fight Week. How you feeling?
Feel great.
Feel great to be in this nice Milwaukee weather.
It's not okay. It's not like as bad as I thought it was going to be. I know it's supposed to get a little bit colder, but it's better than what I expected.
Does something like that affect you? I mean, you've been doing this for a long enough time. Does like the weather outside affect you when you're going to be fighting inside?
No, I don't let anything affect me inside the cage.
This at least has to feel a little bit better than having to, hike all the way down to South America or so, right? Does it feel better to be here at home in the States for this one?
It really does. I'm glad that I'm going to have a lot of fans and friends and family that are able to come to this one.
Talk to me about that first one, because obviously, I mean, maybe it can't go any better than that. Obviously getting a win, getting an extra $50,000 on top of it, having an exciting fight. What were the emotions kind of coming off of that, and then how do you build on that from such a great debut?
It was such an amazing feeling getting my first win over Veronica, and obviously in my debut in the UFC. When I got the word that I had won the bonus, I don't know, I didn't even believe it. I really didn't believe it until it finally hit my bank account, honestly. So as far as getting ecstatic and jumping up and down, I was tired and I was already like falling asleep when I got the word. But I was very happy. I was very happy.
I mean, fighters talk about how that kind of money kind of changes their lives. I mean, did that make any kind of instant change in your life, or at least in how you go about preparing for fights, in the coming months after that?
I wouldn't say instantly it changed a lot, but it did allow me to take my daughter on vacation to California. We took her to Disney World and SeaWorld, and it does help out a lot financially.
Does it help out from the mental standpoint of the game too, because you're sitting there going, man,
Yes.
my new bosses liked what I did right away, and obviously
Yeah.
you had a little bit of a delay getting here, but then that delay was obviously worth it.
Yes, it mentally it does help a lot, and now it helps also in training camps, being able to travel.
What do you take out of that first fight, that getting 15 minutes, in an actual UFC cage? What do you take out of that coming into this next one?
Just that it goes by so fast, and you got to really take the time to soak it up, enjoy the moment.
The time goes fast when you're
Yes.
actually in the cage, huh?
In the cage, just the whole week. I think you need to slow down and just look around and really enjoy it. Because can't be fighters for the rest of our lives, especially women. I think that I have a short time frame to do what it is to do all that I want to do.
I mean, obviously the production of everything is bigger and different at this level, but did Fight Week feel that much different to you, that much more elevated, just being at this level compared to at the regional level or at the Access TV level, kind of?
It did, yeah. There, you can definitely see the difference, but at the same time, those regional levels help to prepare you for the level of the UFC. And I felt like I don't know, I didn't feel any different, honestly, than walking into any other fight. Just knew that it was my UFC debut, and I needed to perform well, and I needed to make a good impression.
Let's talk about the challenge you have in front of you this week. Obviously, Jessica Rose Clark has had a few
Yes.
UFC fights. What were your thoughts when you got that call with her name on the other end of the line?
At first, I thought, was I going to be ready? And then if that was enough time, and then after a couple of days of thinking it over, I was like, I got this. I can do that. And I need a fight. It's a great distraction, and every fighter needs money. But I was super excited about the fight with Jessica Rose Clark. She's a great fighter, and I respect her, and I'm looking forward to it.
Talk a little bit about what she kind of brings to the table. I mean, I'm sure you've looked back at some of her past few fights, and obviously she didn't get a good result her last time out, but what have you looked at, and what do you need to watch out for on Saturday?
I think she's an exciting fighter, and she likes to stand and bang. She's well-rounded. I think, for me, I feel like I bring a lot to the table. I never know where I'm going to take the fight when I'm in there. I come in with a game plan, but my game plans normally change. It did in the last fight. So I think the fans can just look forward to an exciting fight. A lot of striking, and who knows what else.
You mentioned distractions. You needed a distraction of a fight. I know you've had some distractions in the past few months, and I know you want to keep a lot of that stuff private, and I respect that. But can you kind of talk about how those distractions play into getting ready for a fight camp? Because I'm going to assume that you haven't had to deal with that level of distraction while preparing for a fight before.
Well, honestly, I have not let it affect me any during this fight camp, and you know, some people may not believe it at all. But I'm a very strong mentally person, so I'm able to overcome a whole lot of things. And you know, it's just something that has happened. It happens in a lot of people's lives, and it just you choose how you're going to deal with it. And I feel like I've dealt with it the right way. I'm moving forward and not looking back. You know, all's forgiven, and I'm happy.
Great. I appreciate the answer and the honesty there. Let's talk about how big of a year this has been for you. Well, actually, last year you had 4 fights last year? You would have had 5, I guess, if you would have been able to get started here at the UFC. 2 this year. But what are you thinking about going forward? I mean, do you want to be more active? And especially in this division right now, you can turn things around really quick, put a few wins together, and suddenly you're talking about fighting for a title.
Of course I want to be more active. I think every fighter does. If I can get 3 fights in this year, that would be amazing. I would like to be one of the fighters that that the UFC wants to put in there more often, you know, and get me fights. I feel like I'm a very exciting fighter, and I think that looking ahead, obviously I do want to fight for the title. So I would like to get in a few more fights, you know, get some more, get more competition, get more, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
More experience. Just get in
That's
there
the word
once
I was looking for. I was like, my brain went blank. Yes, I'm looking for more experience in the cage, you know, inside the UFC.
And what do you think? What did you think about the title fight last week, by the way?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to
didn't
watch it. It's not that I didn't want to, I really did, but I was busy in Miami. I was doing a little promotional stuff, and so I missed the fight, but I heard a lot about it, and I saw a lot of clips, so it was everything that I had expected. I still have to watch the fight, though.
And just in terms of the division, just, you know, a new champion, sort of a, let's call it a first-time champion, since the belt didn't really get defended at all the first time
Right.
around, but everything just moves so much faster now, and you are prepared for that level of quickness, and if you can get that many fights in quickly, suddenly you're right there, right?
Yeah, anything can happen, especially with the women's flyweight division being so new. And I've been knowing that Valentina was going to be the one. So in every training camp, I'm always preparing for Valentina. She's an extremely great, talented fighter. You know, I believe she's definitely, she belongs, you know, at the top. She deserves the title, and she's the toughest. She's the one that we're all coming for.
How do you think you get it done on Saturday night, and you plan on making some kind of a statement to let her know that you might be down the road for her?
Most definitely. Plan on going in there and getting my hand raised one way or another. I want to go out there and put on an exciting performance and just get the win.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.